A 2023 Harvard study found that out of everything it looked for as far as the root causes to help people have longer, healthier lives, the number one thing the study found that people should focus on is their relationships. So to help solve some of the relationship crisis that we have around the world, I have created this upcoming 3-day eternal honeymoon extravaganza. I am bringing together 15 speakers from around the world in the love, sex, intimacy, and relationship space to help you finally have better passion, have better sex, have better connection, communication, intimacy, and more. And this event is normally $397 and it is on sale right now for $1. So I hope you will prioritize your relationships and join me at this epic event. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we are talking about natural ways to boost testosterone. Now, I want to mention that when we're talking about testosterone, we are talking about supporting this hormone for women as well as men. While men have more testosterone than women, women have more testosterone than any other sex hormone in their body. So it is necessary for both genders for muscle strength, for libido, for longevity, and more to improve testosterone levels. Now, of course, nothing is going to be stronger than testosterone replacement therapy, so we absolutely want to consider that. Making sure we're testing appropriately for testosterone and remembering that when we test, we want to look at that reference range and we want to be in that upper tiny portion, that upper 10% of that reference range. And this is because we have lowered that reference range about 45% in the past 40 years. So this means that when our reference range, depends upon labs, is about 300 to 1,000 for men, when 40 years have passed, we keep lowering it. So that reference range, the reference range is 300 to 1,000-ish, and it used to be a lot higher, right? And now, because so many people are testosterone deficient, we just move that reference range down so that more people fit into normal range. Hugely problematic. So we definitely want to look at levels. Now, many people feel resistance to using testosterone replacement therapy. So if you feel resistant to using it, or if you're using it and you want to support your body in tandem using natural methods, that's what we're talking about today. Always, of course, talk to your doctor about anything you're doing, making sure that this is the right thing for the uniqueness of your body. Now, before we get into some of the herbals and the natural support, I want to also mention some very basic things here around lifestyle. So we see that our stress hormone cortisol will lower testosterone levels. So we do want to work on lowering that stress hormone as much as possible. So this is doing breath work, doing calm, relaxing things. I really like the box breathing practice where you breathe in for a count of 4, you hold for a count of 4, you exhale for a count of 4, and you hold for a count of 4. And I like this because we even see the Navy SEALs use this as part of their training. In fact, I was even listening to a podcast from a CIA agent that was involved in some very stressful espionage recently, and they were even talking about box breathing and their training because of its ability to lower cortisol, our stress hormone, so effectively. So we want to consider that when we are looking at testosterone and balancing our testosterone, because if that cortisol goes too high, that will lower those testosterone levels. Now, in addition to that, we want to consider what type of exercise we're doing. Our strength training and our high intensity interval training are great for raising testosterone. Long suspended cardio tends to lower testosterone. So that is a problem with testosterone from that mechanism, is that we can lower testosterone when we do too much cardio. Just a quick interlude because I want to address that it is so common that people are struggling to prioritize their relationships and their intimate life between jobs and kids and caring for elderly parents and so much more. Sometimes it can just feel like a last thing on the to-do list. Now, if you're struggling with that, or if you're struggling with having better sex or having good orgasms or lasting longer or erectile dysfunction or pelvic pain or something else in the sex, emotional, relationship, intimacy space, you are definitely going to want to take a moment right now so you remember to sign up for the Eternal Honeymoon Extravaganza. I have 15 speakers that I've specially curated and picked from around the world for a very complete and holistic look and teachings and actionable steps from everything under the sun, sex, and relationships. So take a quick minute, go click on that link and register to make sure you remember. And I look forward to seeing you there. Now let's get back to our episode. So just be aware of that oftentimes if testosterone is low, the best exercise is going to be your HIIT training, your strength training, and walking, right? The type of cardio that is not that very high level exertive cardio for a longer period of time, like our intense running and bike rides, for example. I'm not saying there's not value to those things. There can be, but we want to make sure that we understand that they do have a tendency to lower testosterone and use them accordingly. And if you're having a testosterone problem, probably will go against raising testosterone if you're going to do those activities every day. Just need you to know that. Okay, so now let's talk about some supportive herbs. So we see that Tribulus, Tongkat Ali, and Shilajit are 3 amazing herbs, both for women and men, for supporting testosterone. Tribulus, you're going to want to use about 750 milligrams a day, according to research, and it has been shown to raise those testosterone levels. Tongkat Ali is another great herb for raising testosterone. The dosage is going to be more around 200 to 300 milligrams for men and 50 to 100 milligrams for women. And then Shilajit does a great job. One of the things that Shilajit does as an herb is it stops that conversion of testosterone to that super strong form of testosterone, dihydrotestosterone, which has been associated with that prostate enlargement in men. But it's not as clear as we seem on that actually being a huge cause of that prostate enlargement. I go in my book, Want to Want It, I do go through the research on dihydrotestosterone, that potent form of testosterone, and the research on, is it causing inflammation of the prostate? Is it not? What you can do about that for prostate health, and so much more. But Shilajit is a great herb for raising that free form and that total form of testosterone by preventing, in part, it converting to that very strong form of testosterone. So we do want to consider all of those things. So this is a really important thing. We also want to consider testosterone can aromatize to estrogen. So this means that it can convert in a hyper amount to estrogen. So if testosterone's low and estrogen's high, that can be a sign that aromatization is happening. Aromatase just means testosterone has an enzyme that needs to work on it to convert it to estrogen. And so that enzyme is called aromatase. And if that enzyme is working too fast, then we see that testosterone too quickly converts to estrogen, lowering those testosterone levels and creating problems from that mechanism. In addition to this, I want to make sure that I mention that vitamin D and zinc are incredibly important for the production of testosterone. Many people are deficient in both of these nutrients. And if you take zinc, it's important to take copper at the same time, because copper is an important nutrient for things like healthy white blood cells. And if you take too much zinc without taking copper, it can actually lower your natural copper absorption from your food. And then your copper will go down in your body. And this could impact a variety of things. But one of the more important ones is the health of your white blood cells, and therefore your ability to effectively fight acute and chronic infections. So that is your testosterone review. I hope this has been very helpful. And again, if you want to get any more of this information, please do pick up a copy of my book, Want to Want It. And we'll see you in another video real soon. Ciao for now.